Hi, everybody, and welcome to Chats con Sabor. I'm one of your hosts, Joanna, and I'm here with my lovely co-host, Yvette.
Hello.
And as y'all know, today's our book club. Are you stoked?
I am, and hopefully our audience out there has already read the book, and we're not giving away any, what are they called? Wow. What are they called?
Any of the juicy stuff, right?
Yeah, but, oh my gosh. What is it called?
Yeah, there's a term for it. I am floored right now. I'm having a moment.
I just want everybody to know that I'm welcoming her into my world.
Look,
my 50 world.
My memory's going, y'all. My fucking eyes are going. I woke up this morning. My joints are hurting. I'm like, what the hell is happening? What is happening?
I wake up every morning and I'm like this, doing my little exercises for my fingers because I wake up stiff. I'm like,
my ass needs to go back to the gym, or I need to start walking my dogs around the neighborhood or something.
Shit. Oh my God.
Lord have mercy.
Wow. I still can't think of the word. It's right at the tip of my tongue, and I know everybody's probably
Spoilers.
The
squirrel came back.
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Hopefully we're not giving out any spoilers because you have already read it. Okay. We are recording this in August. I'm going to just throw that out there. We're recording this in August. So we've already finished our book early in the summer, but we'll release this towards the end of the season. We're going to try to make 2 episodes out of our review of this book. So today's episode, we're going to focus on the first 13 chapters. And really, it's more about, like, the first part is kind of introducing the characters and building the relationship between Josh and Allie. Allie is our protagonist. And Josh is supposed to be the antagonist, but he's the love interest. There are 2 other antagonists in this book as well. So, yeah, let's get started.
Let's dive in.
I do have some questions and stuff that I want to be asking us and just to kind of guide us, but this is going to be more of a like open conversation, like all of our episodes are, but more of an open conversation just about what each of us thinks about the book. Okay, so
Navessa, I have questions. I have questions, my friend.
Yeah, and if you've been following along, then you know what kind of questions we have. You probably have the same questions, like what? Yeah, it takes kind of a weird turn. So let's summarize the first 13 chapters, okay? So far, we have chapter number 1 where I believe it's Allie, right?
Yes,
yeah,
Allie's first. Yep.
So Allie, I'll let you take Allie for now. Describe her and what she does and her story, her backstory.
So Allie is an RN at an emergency, almost like a trauma emergency room nurse, and what's interesting about Allie is not just her personality, but her features, how she is as a woman. It's definitely different, which I liked. Not only is she a bit sarcastic, but her like physique. Mm-hmm. When you read a lot of these stories, it's like this absolutely gorgeous blonde with blue eyes and all that. So the way Navessa set her up, I think was such a good way, because I feel like a lot of women will be able to relate to her.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She's Italian and dark hair and, you know,
tall.
She's tall. She's like super physically fit. Like I kind of picture her like one of the wrestlers on WWE.
Yeah, like that. What's that one chick's name that was married to the one chick that was married to the one dude?
There's so many.
I think her name was China or something
Oh,
like that.
China, yeah.
She was a tall, big girl. That's kind of how I picture Ellie too, yeah. Because
Yeah.
she's got dark hair and dark eyes. We said that.
She's very Italian looking, and you can
yeah.
like picture her when she's being described. So
Yeah. And especially the way Josh describes her. Josh describes her in a way where it's almost like he's admiring the fact that she's not a damsel in distress.
yeah,
and
she's not a typical.
dainty woman.
Yes.
You know what I mean? She's like an Amazon woman. You know, she's 5'9", so she's tall. She's pretty tall, and like Joe said, very physically fit. So Josh, on the other hand, is a big burly guy.
He's a tall drink of water, like tall drink of water.
Refreshing drink of water. He's like 6'5", 6'4", 6'5", big, strong guy. A lot of muscles, of course.
Dark
lot
features.
of tattoos, dark features. He's got dark hair, dark eyes. Kind of. I don't know if they say if he's Italian or not. He's not.
No, he's not Italian. He's
Russian. No, not Russian. He's not
no,
Russian.
he's. I can't remember.
Neither can I.
I can't remember, but he's definitely not Italian. I know Allie says in a little bleep.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh, my mom would be like so excited to meet him because of his dark features, and we'll have beautiful Italian babies because of his dark features." But he's not Italian.
Right.
I forget what his little breakdown is. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I can't remember either, which that was my job to describe him. But just picture this tall, big guy, right? So compared to him, of course, Allie still seems small. And when she describes their interactions and stuff, when they finally meet up, she does describe him as towering over her and stuff. So, I mean, so you can just get a mental picture of just how big these people are. Both of them. So what is your, well, okay, before I move on.
Wait, you have to mention Josh's personality.
Yes, okay, so that's what I was going to say. First of all, Josh's father is a serial killer, convicted serial killer. He's in jail. He's already been there. But he suffers from a lot of PTSD because his dad was a serial killer, killed a bunch of women, right? And then at one point in the book, later on, he does describe him being very knowing and being sensitive to the smell of decaying bodies. So literally his dad was murdering women in their house, in their basement. And then him and his mom went on the run. He's very to himself. He is an IT cybersecurity type of guy. We're recording during the day, so of course there's a blooper.
Damn cars.
Ay. So he's a cybersecurity guy, and he learned how to do all that because him and his mom went on the run from his dad. After his dad got convicted and everything, they left, or after the mom found out, she took him and left. And I'm not sure if they got new identities or what, but they just kind of flew under the radar. And he learned how to erase their social media presence, erase their online presence altogether. So when you Google him or the mom, you can't find anything and that's why he went into computer programming and cybersecurity.
He even
stuff.
protected his stepdad.
Yeah.
Because his mom remarried and he wiped him clean too, so they couldn't find any of them.
Yeah. His personality, though, even though he suffers from PTSD and he's got a very dark side to him, he's very quirky. He's very nerdy. He's totally my type.
I have that on my notes. Quirky, nerdy.
Yeah.
And all I kept thinking is like, oh, right up Yvette's alley.
Yep. Quirky, nerdy, witty, very sarcastic. He makes a joke out of pretty much everything. He's definitely my type. I did enjoy the banter and the wittiness between him and Allie. Tell us more about Allie's personality. We got her description. So what about her personality?
Her personality is she's very caring. She is a super hard worker. And she had lost her mom as well. It's been her by herself for a long time, so she had to put herself through school, and she used what her mom left her in the will to do all that. So like she pushed through on her own to survive, to be a successful RN. And not a lot of people want to work in a trauma emergency room, you know? And just her compassion, but her quick wit also, and her sarcasm, and she does not back off. Like, she comes at you if you come at her. So she is a very strong female.
Right.
So she knows what she wants. She knows who she is. So it's very, she's very admirable, you know?
I would agree with that. I think also she has that really tough exterior, but a heart of gold.
Yeah, she's a little marshmallow.
Yeah, she's a big softie because I feel like she has, and she describes it a lot because she does work in a trauma center. She has to have that like cut off, you know, with her emotions, where she kind of removes herself from, you know, but then she goes in the back and she breaks down, that type of thing. But she's always wanting to help people. And yes, because she lost her mom at, you know, such a young age, she felt like she needed to do something to pay it forward and help.
That's what made her become an RN, was she would try to save her mom and she couldn't.
Right. So yeah,
I'm trying to be careful with all the like
I know,
spillage.
so we don't like fast forward to
Yeah.
Oh, me too. Me too. So what was your favorite part up to that point? We were talking about it offline a little bit. So what's your favorite part?
My favorite part, and Yvette begs to differ, but I liked the first, second, third chapter where they're starting, they're telling you about the characters. Because I always love that character build to see like how the book is going to go.
Yeah.
So that, like I told you, that was my favorite part. She's like, I don't like the character. I was like, but I do. That's you know, it helps me like, especially
Visualize, yeah.
You know, like I'm a very visual person, so it kind of helps me break down, and in my head, I know what she looks like, I know what he looks like, and it helps the story go a lot faster, you know. So
yeah,
that was my favorite part.
I do like the descriptive part, but which you won't get it until later on in the book. But at the beginning, when she's describing the people that she works with, the girl at the lab, and then the rapport with the other guy, I forgot the patient transport. There's a reason why they're bringing up these characters, right? But to me, at the very beginning, it's like, hurry up, get on with it. Let's go.
She wants to get to the meat potatoes. I like slowly getting there.
Well, okay, and then you say that, and that kind of brings me to a point, because I feel like I was looking forward to this being a real spicy smut book, but it turned out to be actually a story. More so than smut, I would say. Yes, there's a lot of juicy parts of it and everything, but it's not as, I kind of was thinking in my head comparison with like the Christian Grey, you know, completely different, still has that dark side, PTSD, traumatic childhood, all that jazz, but in a much different way, and actually kind of darker here. Yeah, what do you think about that?
Oh yeah, there's some what the fuck moments in there. But yeah, I agree. You know, I feel like with the 50 Shades series, Christian had his dark side because of, you know, what he was into and all that. But yeah, some of the things that were done in this book, Christian Grey would not do. Just saying.
No, he would not.
We'll let you read from there.
Well, at this point, hopefully you've already read, like I said. You know.
Yeah.
I want to read just a little bit about, not Allie. I'll let you talk about Allie. I want to read a little bit about Josh. Yeah, let me see. Oh, I forgot what to say this about him. Okay, so First of all, Josh knows who Allie is.
Yes.
Josh knows who Allie is because Allie used to date Josh's best friend and roommate, Tyler.
Yep.
So Allie has a little fetish, and I'll let her describe what her fetish is. Well, the person within this fetish of hers happens to be Josh, but she doesn't know it. She doesn't know that it's Josh. But they've already met once. They've already met once before. And Allie knows who he is and saw him, and she kind of describes that in later on in chapters, their interaction and stuff. But Josh, he says, okay, let me kind of read here. Okay, it says, you good, man? I asked my roommate because something happened with Allie and Tyler. Okay. And then he says, we paused our video game 5 minutes ago so he could text someone, and I was getting bored. Tyler flopped onto the couch next to me. Yeah, I just had to break things off with that girl Allie I was hooking up with. I frowned. I thought you ended it months ago. He shook his head and ran a hand through his dark blonde hair, flexing his bicep, turning to check his muscles out. So to me, it's like Tyler's just a typical guy checking himself out. And then Josh says, knock it off was on the top of my tongue, but I kept my mouth shut. There wasn't anyone here for Tyler to impress, but he'd been vain as long as I'd known him. And he posed even when he didn't realize he was doing it. Very into himself.
You know who I think of when I think of Tyler? I think of Matthew McConaughey.
Yep.
In Magic Mike.
You're right.
Magic Mike was on the stage.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry. Continue.
Dallas. That was his name, Dallas. Okay, shit, I can't see, man. I really need my glasses. Okay.
He was flexing.
Yeah, it was almost like a nervous tick at this point. He must have been more bothered by the Allie situation than he was letting on. I thought she ghosted me, he said, but she probably got busy at work again. I turned toward the TV and tried to act normal. She's an ER nurse, right? Mm-hmm. I already knew the answer to that, along with several other facts like her address, where she'd gone to nursing school, what kind of grades she got, and what her current work schedule was. He knew a lot about her. You know, normal things people know about their roommates ex-hookups. Then I want to skip down here. It says some shirtless dude. I'm going to let you tell that piece of it, okay? So he's saying some shirtless dude, I thought, as I handed the phone back. So he hadn't looked at the picture too closely, because if he had, he would have recognized the tattoos, my tattoos. A girl he'd slept with had sent him a screenshot from one of my videos. And I would have been laughing if not for the fear of discovery and the adrenaline roaring through my veins. And then he tells him, you ready? He asks, lifting his controller. Sure. So now you tell us about Allie's fetish and what Josh
Allie's
meant by that.
fetish is an interesting fetish, y'all. So she is into murder, face covered. What's it called?
I have something to show, but go ahead.
So Josh dresses up, and she doesn't know it's Josh, but dresses up. He has a mask. He has open shirt, jeans, whatever. He has blood all over him, and a knife in his hand, and he pretends to murder, and that's what she's digging. That is what she's digging. And she gets aroused by this. I'm like,
fake blood and everything.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
fake blood.
What
Yeah.
in God's green earth would make you feel like that is sexy?
Yep.
Anyway, but to each their own. Mm-hmm. But that's what her fetish is. She loves those. She calls it something specific, but I don't remember what it is. But that's what she's into, and that's what Josh does on the tube.
He does. He's TikTok famous. So I had sent a friend of mine this one video, and I was telling him that he should do this to get his love interest, to get her attention, right? So I'm going to show you guys because this is exactly what I imagined when I was reading. And I was like, oh my God, it's like that video that I sent my friend, right? So first I'm going to let you listen to the song and then I'll show you the video, like try to get it up there. But wait.
That's Josh right there. Yep. He just needs the fake blood and knife.
Let's see if we can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
That's how I picture Josh, for sure. He just needs tattoos.
So this is what she calls him. She calls him the faceless man.
Yeah.
That's actually his handle on TikTok. So yeah, that's his handle. And so she, every time she refers to him before she realizes that it's Josh, she calls him the faceless man. But that's what she's into. And only his though. She had scrolled through, found his, and then all of a sudden she's taking care of business, getting aroused.
What's interesting with that too is that she knew when she was screwing around with Tyler, because it was only like a monthly thing here and there, hookup for them.
Yeah. A situationship.
She wasn't feeling fulfilled. She knew that she needed something else, and then she runs across these videos, and then she becomes like totally consumed with the videos. Like she knows when they're posted, what time they're posted. If she's on shift, she's like into the locker room to watch it. I mean, it's insane. Like
she has not reminders, but yeah, I guess
alerts.
Reminders, alerts, yeah, where her phone, you know, dings or pings or whatever, and it lets her know, oh, he's posted. The faceless man has posted a video. So she's like, but she knows his schedule and everything. Like, it's kind of crazy. It's crazy, but anyway, if you haven't read the book and you're about to read it, remember this, or go back to the little thing that trust me, it'll help with a visual. It just so happened that I had already sent that to my friend, like I said.
That's so funny.
And I'm like, you totally need to do this to get her attention. Because it's kind of scary, but kind of hot, you know?
Yeah.
But with Josh, he goes a little bit deeper because he's kind of, so his traumatic experiences with his dad and everything, his history, he's had a lot of therapy. And when he was younger, when he was a kid, and when he was young, they started, the psychotherapist, turns out later on, we find this out in the book, that psychotherapist was actually trying to publish a study. So he was literally trying to make it seem like all kids of serial killers were going to be serial killers themselves. And so Josh is always, that's why he kind of isolates himself. He doesn't really have relationships. His only friend is Tyler, because Tyler knows about everything. They met in school and then went to college together and all this stuff. Tyler even moved colleges because Josh was found out. And so anyway, they're really tight, those two. But oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Shit. Damn it. I forgot what I was going to say. It's gone. It's literally.
Is it about Tyler or is it about Josh?
No, it was about Josh. I was saying about his. God. Anyway, okay.
He didn't date anybody that was into true crimes, remember?
Oh, yes, that's right. He did not date anybody that was into true crime because they would know who he was. Also, he was a spitting image of his father. That was the other reason too, because so that's why he kept to himself, didn't go out a lot, didn't like to go to restaurants and bars and all of that stuff. He literally stayed home. He was a hermit. And then the type of work that he did, he was a hacker. He ended up being a hacker, almost got into some kind of trouble with that, but then ended up working for the company that he was trying to hack. They hired him so that he can keep other hackers away. And now he does work for governments and stuff like that. Very big clients. So anyway, all that to say that in his videos, they were very different from this, because this is kind of just seductive. In his videos, he actually uses real props, real knives, and like he's gonna like kill people. But in the back of his mind, he was always really concerned about this. So this is all pertinent information for when he starts interacting with Allie.
Yep.
Right. Now, before we get to that piece of it, let's describe for our audience where the interactions start with them, where he he gets this idea in his head that she leaves hints, I guess, not hints, comments
yeah.
on, they're not hints, they're blatant. Like, I would love for you to show up at my place. Me walk into my house and you're, you know, sitting on my couch waiting for me naked. Like that type of thing, like with only the mask on.
Breaking into my house, that's what she breaking.
Yeah, breaking in and whatever. So he's like, oh yeah? Okay, let's see if you're really into it, right? So what does he do?
He breaks into the house, baby.
But let's go back with and kind of set up their interactions with each other, and how when she first watches the video after he breaks in.
Well, that was probably one of my favorite, because like I said, she has reminders. So he ends up it's so detailed on how he breaks in. Like he stalks where she lives, and he starts to like figure out, oh, there's no lights here, so I can go in this way. Oh, I can pick the lock. Like, and it's so detailed, and I love all the details because it just helps my mind move a lot faster and just picture everything. So he ends up going into the house, and I think what's adorable is that she has her little cat, Fred, and he's not an animal person. Like he was actually pretty scared. Because of his history and his dad being who he was and everything, he like never had pets and nothing like that, because they say usually a serial killer starts with
animals,
harming animals and stuff like that. Yeah. So he didn't know how, and I thought it was because I love animals, but I thought this was adorable. And he's like, I don't know if she has a vicious dog, blah, blah, blah. So he walks into the house after, picking the lock, making sure there's no security cameras and all that crap in there. So he walks into the house, and then all of a sudden Fred comes stumbling through, which is her cat, and he like hurries up, and he's like against the wall and like stiff as a board. And Fred comes in and starts meowing and like rubbing himself around him, so he
through his legs
and stuff. So he starts scratching Fred. So I guess that interaction with Fred, he was just like, oh, go do whatever you need to do, we're good. Faithful cat. So he goes into, he sneaks in and he does, I'm not going to tell you exactly what he does, but because I don't want to spoil it for you. He records in there. And so what's great is Allie gets the alert. She goes into the locker room, and she starts watching. She's like, that looks like my comforter. And he had like some of the background blurred out, so you couldn't see, but if she looked close enough, she could probably figure it out.
And she didn't at first.
So he does his thing. He ends up leaving, and in his journey of grabbing her, he's like, I'm going to buy her security cameras, hard locks, and all kinds of things. He's going through a list. Yeah. But anywho, back to Allie. She starts watching the video, and she's like, that kind of looks like, well, and she's like trying to figure out, holy crap, he's like in my room, but at the same time, she's so mesmerized by what he's doing that she's like not putting two and two together. And I won't ruin the whole.
Well, she leaves a message though. She leaves a comment and says, I have a comforter like that. Or that looks like my comforter.
Something super, because I think it's from the shock.
I wish you were in my room. Something like that. And there he is, like in her room, actually in her room. She doesn't figure out though that he was actually in her room until she got home. Yeah. And that's when she realized.
And then she's like, she's got the freaking, he leaves his mask there. So she walks into the room, she's like stunned. Mind you, our little favorite character, Josh, has a camera in her room that he left in there. So he's at his computer watching this, right?
Watching her reaction to everything.
And he's just like loving every minute of it, because she's like grabbing her gun, she's going through her house, and she's like, it just but still like baffled on what's going on with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
So take it away, Josh.
So what I found,
I don't want to spoil it too much for you.
what I found super cute and adorable, and again showing the soft side in him, because he's at this point we probably think, oh yeah, he's probably like his dad, you know what I mean? You have that thought in your mind about, and then he's breaking into someone's house and
having these erotic killing videos.
yeah, like he's a little on the crazy side, you know.
Okay.
But the interaction with Fred, and then the fact that he his first thought when he's breaking into her house, first of all, it was super easy to break into her house. Secondly, his thought is, oh, I'm gonna have to change all this. Like, you know, people shouldn't be able to easily break into your house. Like, you know, you need to be protected. Like, it was something, he took a protective stance towards Allie, and then the fact, again, the softness, you know, between him and Fred, and then watching her reactions, and then he gets actually very aroused. Watching how, like, she's all Cagney and Lacey, you know,
He was on it.
He was like, wow, she's got guns, multiple, not just one. She's got guns and a baseball bat near her bed and everything. Apparently she lives, I think it takes place in Chicago, right?
Is it Chicago or is it New York? No, it's Chicago.
No, I think it's
so.
Chicago.
Yeah, it's Chicago.
Because they talk about the lake and stuff. So apparently she's in this, where she lives is not the greatest neighborhood. It's not a bad neighborhood, but it's not the greatest either. So there's some seedy characters around, you know. So he knows this because he's breaking into her house. So he gets very protective of her.
If you haven't read it, you have to read it just for this. Just for this section. He's so cute.
He is really, really cute. Just the affection that he has for her. Granted, he already knows who she is because of his friend Tyler. He had that one interaction with her after she had been with Tyler.
Yeah.
In the apartment.
Tell him about that, Josh.
So
tell him about that, Josh. Josh eyeballs were like,
because she was just in Tyler's t-shirt, and she's got these long, she's tall, she's got these long legs, muscular, and tousled hair, because she had just had sex with Tyler.
With his friend.
His best friend. His best friend. And he's like checking her out because he's in the kitchen, you know. He's like, damn, like he wants to eat her alive. And she actually feels the same way. When she sees him, she's like, damn, where'd you come from? I was with the wrong friend. So anyway, but then their interaction, he's very witty, and so he says kind of weird things at weird times, you know. And so she kind of took. There was no real. The attraction was there for each of them, but there was no pull for them at that moment. They're meet cute, right? It wasn't a total pull, but it sets the stage for how later on she figures out that Josh is Josh and the faceless man is Josh, and then that interaction between them, she just kind of knows, he's a computer guy.
She's very smart though.
Super smart.
She put it together fast.
And she's a detective.
Yeah.
She's a little detective. Like she has some friends, you know, that helped her out and stuff. But anyway, that's getting kind of to the other half of the book. I was gonna say the other half of the video. The other half of the book. But before we go that way,
okay.
Before we go further, I want to kind of take a moment right now and do our little slice of advice. Okay. I think I have it.
You have it, yeah, I have it.
All right, I have a slice of advice. This is so good. Okay, I've got a simple one here. The less you complicate your life, the happier you'll be. Slow down, get outside, watch a sunset, and enjoy the simple pleasures of your day.
Love that.
I love it too. Just last night, we had the sturgeon moon. So that moon, I didn't get to see it because there was clouds when I went outside. I don't know if you saw it or not, because
I heard the astrology of all that.
Yeah.
And it was exactly as predicted fucking chaos. Anyways,
But it could be good too, you know, like
for some,
yes,
not all signs.
For some signs, not all. Yeah, sometimes
It was hot for Virgo.
kind of yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
good for you guys.
It was, but I just think that it was, sometimes we have to take the time to enjoy things like that. So I did step outside and I tried to look for the moon and I'm like, where the fuck is it? 'Cause it was supposed to be super beautiful. Somebody that I was talking to was like, oh my God, it looks so nice.
We
and
saw it
big and everything.
from Diesel, and Sean's like, "Did you see the moon? Did you see the moon?"
Yeah, yeah. Like I heard it was like gorgeous, just gorgeous, but I couldn't see it, not from where I'm at. So take the time to smell the roses. Stop and smell the roses is basically what our slice of advice is today. So
You don't have to go.
no. As a matter of fact, don't go because life will just pass you by. All right. Coming back to our little discussion. So we have been discussing so far the dynamic between Josh and Allie. I want to kind of get further into it because up until, okay, I want to talk about the spicy stuff now, okay? Let me just throw that out there. So we've talked about how he's kind of teasing her and the games that they play with each other. When she figures out that, oh my God, this was him, she comes home and after she's Cagney and Lacey, Miss Detective, trying to figure out who's been in her home, she figures out, oh my God, it was the faceless man because of the mask, right? So, of course, she's excited. She's like, wait a minute, he left his mask. It's my comforter. And she literally says something, leaves a comment back on the video that she had watched. First of all, she rewatches the video, realizes that it really was her room because she notices the corner of her dresser or something.
With the cosmetics and stuff.
Yeah. So realizes that it was her actual room that he was in, that he was recording from. And then she leaves a message like, I'm going to call the cops. And he's like, oh, fuck. But she didn't react the way I wanted her to.
And then all the women on the chat were going ape shit.
All the women were like, oh my God, you're so lucky. Like, oh my God. He has a girlfriend? What? So people were thinking that the both of them, that they were dating and the both of them staged it. She was getting so many followers and messages. Anyway, some hate mail, of course, because haters be hating.
That's all the time.
But mostly people were like, oh my gosh, girl, you're so lucky, this and that. What I would give to have someone like that and to have him show up in my house. Anyway, so they're both loving it, right? But I want to kind of fast forward a little bit to their actual interaction. So for him, he's stressing, okay? He's sweating balls because he's like... He's like, shit, she's going to call the cops. Like, it's going to turn around on me. And then he starts thinking, because he actually hacked into the city's light, the city electricity. What? Oh, my God. The public electricity, the city. Anyway, public works. That's the word I was looking for. Shit. He hacks in, to turn off the lights of the neighborhood so that nobody can see him, the shadows, whatever.
I'm telling you, he was a beast.
He was funny, and he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
But he was like, so he's retracing his steps and saying, okay, could I get caught? No. He's like, and then he used gloves, and he had a mask on. So anyway, fast forward to all of that, right?
But he also took on somebody else's identity, too, in case it was stressed back. It was like this older man that was married and
that was trying to hack. He was one of one of his clients, the company that he works for, their clients, right? There was an executive or something that was embezzling money from the client, and so they were trying to figure out where the money was going. Anyway, so he was going to frame him because he was already a bad guy. He's like, they're not going to get me. They're going to get this guy.
He's into some weird fetish anyway. So.
Oh, yeah. He was into weird fetishes with his secretary. Anyway, yeah. So he was a bad guy, right?
I was dead when I read that.
Oh, my God. So fast forward to their actual first meeting, okay? It takes him days. He kind of lays low a little bit. He's just watching her, and he is hacked into the camera systems at the hospital, right, at the trauma center. So he's watching her at work. I'm fast forwarding, like I said, literally stalking her. And then, oh wait, I bypassed completely.
Yeah.
I bypassed completely something. Okay, let me backtrack just slightly. Once she figures out that it was him in her room, she's like, again, this is her like erotica, right? This is her turn on. This is her obsession, you know? So she begins then to take care of business on her bed with the mask laying like right next to her, and she's just like going to town. But she grabs her I don't know how graphic
She grabs her toy.
She grabs her toy and she rams it inside her, like she could, because she has this feeling, this urge of like, oh my God, he was in my house. So after she was scared, then she was mad, she was angry, leaving the messages, then she was turned on.
A little twisted,
just a little twisted. Oh, she took a shower, and then when she got out is when, you know, she was naked.
Yeah, she put Fred in the bathroom.
Yeah, and so mind you, Josh is watching all of this, right? And the minute that he sees that she's like, you know, getting ready to, you know, whatever, I think he watches her thrust. Oh no, he didn't.
No,
he turned it off.
That was one of his boundaries.
Yeah, he turned it off actually. So he was like, no, I'm not gonna sit here and be like a voyeur or whatever, and like cross that line to where I'm watching her in an intimate moment, you know. But he did see her naked because she came out of her.
He commented on her cheeks.
Yeah. So anyway, so she goes to town, okay, and that's on Allie's chapters, right? So back to Josh. When he decides that, okay, well, I'm actually, you know, after she's not angry anymore and she's not threatening to call the cops and everything, he decides, okay, I'm actually gonna meet her. I'm gonna meet her at her house and see if she really wants to play. To play out this fantasy that she has, that she told him, meet me at my house, be there when I get there, when I get home, and let's play. So take it away.
Let me see if I remember this correctly. Their first play, he had his mask on, but he didn't do a good job on disguising his voice. I think it was the second time around that he had because he says in it, he's like, yeah, I have to put the voice recorder in it and all that. So.
But what happened right before that though? What did he do? What was the nice thing that he did for her?
Oh, he got her out of the security system.
No.
Oh, where are we?
So she had a really bad day at work.
Oh, he went and picked her up.
Yeah, really long day, and it was an ice storm. Sorry.
Oh, and he goes, he pulls up. She was gonna call an Uber. He pulls up, and she sees him, and she's like,
he's in her car.
Oh yeah, he's in her car, and she's like looking, and she's like, I could just see her puzzled look. Like, I could picture her going like, what
because
the
she
fuck?
had like a 24-hour or 30-hour day shift.
Yeah, a shift.
Like, it went really long.
Yeah.
It was a really bad accident and whatever, you know, so it went really long.
So he was...
She's a little bit delirious.
I think I was when I read this section, but it was good. So she ends up... He's talking to her, and she ends up getting the car, but she gets... I don't remember exactly what it was he said for her to get in the car. I don't know if it's one of my clips or not
I think he told her you shouldn't be driving like this.
Oh yeah, because the weather was bad and all that.
And you haven't slept in over 24 hours or 30 hours, whatever it was.
So do I tell her everything?
Yes.
So
it's spicy. I said let's get to spicy stuff.
So she's like looking at him, and her mind's like racing, and it's just going through all this stuff, and he's looking at her trying to disguise his voice, and he's talking to her, and then some little deliciousness happens. She's about it. Let's play, baby. Let's play. So she's like, zip. Whoosh.
He's driving her car.
Yeah, he's driving. And she gets her hand on a knife.
Yeah, he has the knife.
Yeah, he has a knife, and then...
And he gives it to her. Because he was going to break in, remember? He was going to break in, and then he realized that she was so tired, so he was like, I can't have her driving like that. She's going to get into a car accident, especially with the ice storm out there, right? So that's when he decides he's gonna go do something chivalrous and go pick her up and give her a ride home, even though she doesn't know him, and he's got a mask on.
He's got a mask on. She starts giving him a blowjob with the knife in her hand, and she stabs him by accident because she was so into it that she like stabbed him. She hurt him, you know, and she's like, "Holy shit! Like, holy crap!" I could just see her face.
He's bleeding all over the place.
Yeah, he's bleeding, but she's still like, he's still about it. He's like, "Go ahead, do what you gotta do." So she ended up taking care of, you know, his, not only the other thing, but of course his hand as well.
Yeah, because she's a nurse. So,
Yeah,
and she
didn't want it to get infected.
Yeah, she didn't want it to get infected. So he drives her home and everything, and then that happens at home with a knife.
Yeah. So I'm not going to get too into detail with the car. You have to, if you haven't read it, read it. If you read it, comment.
Yes.
And then when they get home, it's a whole nother. I was like, what? I have questions for Navessa. Like, how do you come up with this shit?
Seriously.
Lord, I just want to pick her brain.
Yeah. It was, the spicy was spicy. Let me tell you.
It was crazy spicy.
Yeah, it was spicy. I just thought that there was going to be more spice. That's all. You know.
There was spice, but then there was more story than there was spice.
Yeah. They were kind of intermittent spice, you know, instead of like constant spice, you know. But I did like the way the story flowed, and I liked the way their interactions and the way their bond grew. Yeah, especially her to him, because he had to establish the trust, you know, like he had the upper hand basically because he could see her, he could talk to her, he was, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, just think about it. If somebody was constantly watching you, like that's, to me, it's creepy. To me, it's like, yeah, I can't even pick my nose without somebody watching.
We missed a little section. The little section we missed was when she found the camera and she went fucking ape shit.
Oh, she was ballistic. Yeah, that's when she was saying, I'm gonna call the cops and this and that. And then she didn't realize also because she was on her laptop, so he was hearing her. He wasn't able to see her, but he was able to hear her on the laptop. And when she figured out about that, because they were texting or messaging through. Wait, it wasn't TikTok. It was Instagram.
I think it was Instagram.
Yeah, it was Instagram. Sorry.
Yeah, he was so. I love his character because he's so methodical.
Yeah.
He's so like, he processes everything, and as scared as he is, he's still really good with like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna give her this little carrot.
Yeah.
See how that works. And then, okay, it worked. So let me give her this little carrot.
Drove her crazy.
I mean, he knew how to drive her mad.
Okay. It was so good. The interaction between them was just, it was delicious. It was so good.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. This is kind of, I mean, it's on topic still, but more of our perspective now. Are their shared sexual desires normal, or do you think that they both have some screws loose?
I truly think when someone has those fetishes, there's definitely trauma driven.
Yeah.
Something super traumatic has happened in their lives that has caused this to be an interest. I think with Allie, it was more the loss, her feeling like she was missing something. She knew sexually she wanted something more, but she wasn't sure. And then she came across Josh's videos. So, you know, I think loss and trauma kind of triggers certain things in people that sometimes you can't explain.
Right.
Especially shit like this.
Yeah.
You know, but to each their own. I mean, everyone has their thing.
Yep. I will say that the first time that they were together, this was before penetration. He didn't have sex with her. Like he had sex with her, but he didn't he was an insider. There was
Yeah.
no penetration. But he did, what was it called? With her toy. He brought her edging. That's what it is. He brought her to orgasm and then would take it away, you know, like, deprived her of that. So the fact she didn't really understand that was even a thing, first of all. And he, you know, opened up or broadened her horizons in that sense. But then also she came to realize that was the kind of thing, like, that erotic
She was into.
she was totally into it.
Yeah.
She
It's
was
what she
scared.
needed.
She cried. She was like, and then just being at the brink of orgasm and then having it pulled away from you.
She
and
is so frustrated.
oh my God. She was like the sexual, but then he went to town on her and then she was like, ah. But again, no penetration. The first few times there was no penetration. So I thought that was interesting to set it up that way, where he didn't make it about him, even though their first interaction was completely about him. But she said, this isn't for you. This is for me.
Yep.
Because she had such an obsession with him. And so she just was like, oh my God, he's right here. And I could see his bulge in his and I want it, you know? And she took it. She was just like, because he was driving. What is he going to do? And then she had a knife. And he gave her the knife because he was like, here, take the knife. He handed it to her by the handle and said, take the knife so you feel comfortable with me driving you home, but you're not driving home. He's like, either I'll get you an Uber, we'll call it an Uber, or I'll take you, but I'm already here. So she was like, fine, gets in her own car. But then that's when the whole thing, you know, I mean, you have this massive dude sitting in your car, driving your car, and you're just watching him like, damn, you know, I could just imagine what
That's
she's
what I'm
thinking.
saying. I could picture her like looking at him like, hallelujah, let's play. Like, now you're vulnerable because you're driving and I have the knife.
Dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally dream come true. Like, yeah, I thought that was crazy. I do agree with you that it comes from a trauma based or trauma response. Because I don't think it's like a normal thing that people think of or get aroused by, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but if you find somebody who plays that way, then
To each their own, baby.
have fun.
I told you, I have questions.
We do. All right. Along those lines, what is your darkest desire?
I don't know. I don't know because I'm like, this point in my almost, ladies and gentlemen, I am super big on connection, attraction. That turns me on, you know, and just the passion and the love and the touching. That's all day me. With a little flip here, a little flip there, a little, you know. I think that is. I would say maybe when I was younger, I had some super exotic things that I would think about. But I think now in this stage of my life, I love reading books like this. Don't get me wrong, Nora Roberts and all those beautiful artists, I call them. But some of this kink is not my thing, but it's good to read.
Yeah.
So I think I'm at the stage in my life that the connection and all that, I think we've talked about this before. That's the biggest thing, the connection, the draw. It gets everything just ablazing. To say something exotic like doing it on a chair, on the couch, when, you know, the windows are open, stuff like that, absolutely. But something like this, dark, no.
Yeah, it's not my thing either. Like, it doesn't. Well, the video that I showed you guys, you know, that is sexy. That's like, wow. But heaven forbid somebody come at me like that. I'd be like, huh, why? Take it down, because I don't know what you look like. I don't know what you look like. I need to look in your eyes. Like, come on. Now, if it's somebody that I know puts a mask on, maybe I could get into a little role play, maybe. But I'm like you. I'm kind of, I guess Allie calls it vanilla. So I guess I'm kind of vanilla in that sense, where I I need to look in your eyes, and that to me is erotic. That to me is sensual, and that's what I like.
That's what works.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
I don't even really. I'll do them, and they're fun, but I'm not really big on positions where we can't see our faces.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's the connection when you're in love or you're in or in lust, and you have that connection with someone, and you're looking at them in the eyes while they're orgasm or while they're enjoying what's happening. I think that's like the most erotic thing.
Yes.
Ever.
Yeah.
Like that just makes everything
explosive.
So much better.
Yeah, yeah. Especially if you see that look on their face of where they're super enjoying themselves.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I've talked about this on a different episode on the Let's Talk About Sex Baby, where if I'm providing a service like that, like in a car, not with a knife, where I could kill somebody. Or hurt somebody real bad.
Nothing we can hurt each other.
No. I'm not into pain either. That's not my jam. But anyway, looking at just having that physical reaction, and then also on their face, and looking at them in the eye. I don't know. To me, it's empowering. It's sexy. It's erotic. It's sensual. It's all those things, and that helps me to enjoy myself.
Yeah,
you know.
I agree.
I will tell you though, when I was younger, the song by I think it's Heart. All
I wanna do is make love to you.
Yes.
Oh, love
the
that song.
story in the song about being with a stranger. She loves her husband and everything, but they can't have kids. So just give me this one night. Not the whole be my baby daddy because I can't have a baby over here. Not that part, but just meeting somebody on a rainy night, getting a hotel, and you don't even know each other's names. I don't want to know your name. I'm not going to tell you my name. That to me that's probably a dark desire. So when that song came out when I was younger, I was like, hell yeah, that's sexy.
I used to love that song too, but what broke my heart in that song was when she says, and he's looking at his own eyes. I was like, ah!
Yeah, that's why I say not that part of it. It was just the whole meeting somebody,
and the video was super sexy too.
He was sexy in the video, so I was like, damn. Anyway, all right, Miss Joanna has our what the fuck moment.
I was just gonna start looking for that, and then I was like, not yet. So I was telling Yvette, I decided to do. We usually do like really. Either very interesting or funny, or I always joke around and I say, here we go, Yvette has what the fuck moment. It's gonna be about vagina or poop, and stuff like that. So today I actually decided to do a what the fuck moment.
About vaginas?
No vaginas, even though we should be talking about vaginas right now. About women when we get older and we start with the what the fucks in our brain. This was freaking awesome.
Cool.
Hey, beautiful souls. Ever have one of those WTF moments? Once something happens and you're left standing there, mouth wide open, wondering what in the world just went down. Yeah, me too. But today we're flipping the script on WTF. Instead of what the bleep, we're talking about why the fear. Fear, it's like an uninvited guest at your party, and it creeps up on you when you least expect it. Self-worth, aging, relationships, health, chasing those corporate ladders. Sound familiar? Yeah, these are just a few of the VIPs in the Club of Fears where we women often find ourselves battling. So why don't we let these fears dictate our lives? Imagine fear, F-E-A-R, as future events already ruined. We worry about outcomes that haven't happened. Tomorrow's with so much anxiety. Here's a newsflash. We don't own a crystal ball. Remember, fear is just a sign that you're stepping outside of your comfort zone into a world where magic happens. Embrace it, laugh at it, and keep moving forward. Because in the end, the only WTF moment worth having is, wow, that's fabulous.
I like that.
I thought that was so cute when I was researching this morning what the fuck moments, And then when I came across hers, and Yvette and I know, we've had discussions about how sometimes some what the fuck moments happen because of some type of fear or some type of accident. And I know we try to make light of everything, but I love that one because I told you that sometimes fear cripples me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't know what to do. And when I heard that, I was like, this is the best what the fuck moment I've ever heard in my life. And when she broke down fear, I was like, oh, okay. But I love how she switched it from WTF to the other. Positive, encouraging.
Wow, wow, that's fabulous.
Yes.
Wow, that's fabulous. Yeah. Wow, that's fabulous. What the fuck? Yep. Not what the fuck. WTF. Wow, that's fabulous.
So I try to change it up a little bit. I mean, Yvette has the wow and has the slice of advice, and so.
No, that's good.
But that was a little change into
I
some of our
it.
grotesque something.
I haven't had a grotesque one in a while, okay, guys?
Or some negative stuff that families are doing for other families. I mean, you know, I tried to change it a little bit.
Those are what the fucks, though. Like, why the fuck are people so crazy? Ay. All right. Do you think that Allie has social issues?
Yes.
Because she didn't have very many friends, only her coworkers. She does explain that, though, right?
She explains their relationship, but I think she also has social anxiety that Josh has as well. Mm-hmm. She has made it a point to have work be her life.
Yeah.
So she's close to people at her job, but she's not close to people at her job. Like a lot of people don't know her.
Yeah.
They just know that she's a great nurse and she works all the time, you know?
I feel like I kind of relate to her in that sense because I was not very open with people like at work, and I'm not very open with people in general. So people think that they know me, but they only know little bits and pieces of me, only the pieces that I want you to see or that I want you to know. And so I kind of related to her because I don't feel like I'm, and maybe I am. I don't feel like I'm socially awkward. I don't feel like I'm antisocial, but maybe I am. When I was reading about her and her personality and stuff, that's why I posed the question because does she really have a social disorder, or is it just her not really wanting to share herself with every single person? Because she was really open and got real open with Josh fast.
Yes, because
fast.
I call that the trauma
bond.
She had her trauma, he had his trauma, and they came together. And I mean, as you go through the story and you see how their relationship develops, you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
But we'll get to that.
Shoot, I lost my
in
place.
episode 2. But it's, I definitely think it's a social disorder. I am very much like Yvette in that aspect. I am one way when you see me, like I say hi, I'm very respectful in that matter, in that manner, but I'm very closed off too at the same time because I too have an issue with trusting people.
Yeah.
And so I give people at work little crumbs here, little crumbs there, you know, but it doesn't show you who I truly am.
Right.
You haven't seen me with my friends when I am Joe, when I am that person. I'm telling you, a lot of people are like, oh, you talk on a podcast, you and your friend are on there, and you guys are always discussing all these subjects and blah, 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 blah. You are not an introvert. Yes, I am.
Yeah. Yep.
I do this now because my comfort is Yvette.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. Same for me.
You know, she's my sidekick. She's who I do this with, and she's who I'm comfortable with. So I'm more open to discuss things with her. Uh-huh. But she's part of my family, so she's, you know, we have that closeness to where I can be open with her.
Yeah.
Now, you hit me on the outer skirts, and she can tell you. I am I'll say hi, like I said, respectful, but I don't engage
Yeah.
Like, I won't sit there and have a full conversation with you. I try to be as nice as I can, and it's not anything against you. It's me, protecting my energy, protecting my spirit. But energy is very, very, very important to both of us, and we're very careful with who we let in. And I have gotten burnt multiple times in the past couple years. So I'm like, I try to be graceful with people, try to give them opportunities and chances to be in my world. Because once you're in my world, I'm loyal as fuck to you, and I'm going to love you the best way I can, you know, with all my heart and all my soul. I will be the one with the shovel if you ever need it. And, or the getaway car, whatever you need, you know, I will be that person. So, but as soon as those red flags start coming on and that energy gets off, then I'm like,
you pull
yeah,
back.
no.
Yeah. It's exactly how I am too.
I retrieve. I retrieve.
So do I. And I do it really swiftly. It happens and you don't even know it's happening until it's too late, till I'm not around. But I really have been gone for a long time. You know, and then you just never noticed. That's just how I am. Yeah, I agree about this platform that it's easy for us to do this. But because we're sitting here having a conversation, yes, we engage with you guys, but you're not sitting in front. We're not on a stage. I'd be like, what?
Y'all have to sit. Look.
Seriously, yeah.
I would have to have some type of tranquilizer from my doctor, something, because JoJo cannot be on a stage.
No.
I start sweating. I start stumbling. I mean, the introvert comes out full blast.
Same.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
Stage fright is something real.
And it's so funny because some people say, oh, have the confidence to do this. It's got nothing to do with confidence, because I'm a very confident person. It's about me not wanting to participate, not wanting to divulge information.
Yeah,
no, I don't know you. Stay in your lane. You know,
don't get me wrong. Once our podcast pops off and we have to do it, then that's a whole nother realm.
Yeah,
because we're talking about our podcasts and the different episodes and what they meant to us and stuff like that. Those things we can handle.
Yeah.
It's when people want to go off topic and ask questions that
especially
we're not comfortable with.
Personal questions. Yeah. It's like, do we know each other that well? And you're asking these, like you said, off-topic questions and really deep personal questions. It's like, are you really trying to get to know me, or you just want the juice?
Yeah, so you can go back and tell somebody else.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. I'm always worried about that. Do you think that Josh has his father's murderous tendencies? I think we kind of answered that already, but
I don't think he has the murderous tendencies, but I do feel that he uses it for his business.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
He capitalizes on it. Yeah.
He's not that way, but he definitely capitalizes on it. So sometimes when he's saying certain things in the book, I'm like, bruh. You're capitalizing on this shit.
Yeah, and he's got that little switch that kind of flips every now and then. He knows how to turn it on and off. He's very, you use the perfect word, methodical. He's very methodical. What he says, what he does, how he approaches Allie, how he approaches others, how he handles Tyler. He's just super, and I feel like that's a serial killer mind. Very methodical, very.
He learned from his daddy. I'm sure, like,
that's
even
crazy.
I know he was I wouldn't say toddler, but he was young when all that was happening. But I'm sure he learned and saw things from his dad on how he explained stuff to his mom, explained stuff to him,
what to say, what not to say.
Yeah, tips and tricks.
Yep.
He definitely learned those.
Yep, definitely. Oy, that's kind of scary, learning from the best.
Some freaking serial killer. Holy shitballs.
Well, he was the best because he got away with it for a long time until he didn't, till he got caught. Would you have called the cops once you found out that the faceless man entered your home? And how about after, when you figured out he's been watching you? If you were Allie, what would you have done?
Okay. So this would go twofold for me.
Yeah.
If it was something like the book, it would be a different story, you know, because I know there's flirtation going on, and interaction and all that stuff. So that would be cool. Now, if someone came in my house and set up cameras and shit, and then they were watching me inside, hell fucking no, I'm calling 911. I'm like, this motherfucker's watching me. He just sent me a text. That's a whole nother can of worms.
Do you remember the movies, there's a stranger in the house, I forgot what it's called. And he called the babysitter. The babysitter was in the house, and he called her from inside the house. It was a landline, an old movie. No cell phones.
What was it?
I think it was called Stranger in the House.
Was it Stranger in the House? Who was in that movie?
I can't remember. I can't remember. But it was a babysitter. She was watching the kids.
I feel it was Drew Barrymore, but that could have been Scream.
Yeah, I think
I'm gonna look it up.
She was in Scream, I think. Or no, maybe it was in Scream. I can't remember. No, but the guy would call her on the phone from downstairs, upstairs, wherever he was. What are you doing? I'm watching you. Have you checked on the children? That's what he would tell her, because the children were upstairs asleep. Oh my God, creepy fucking movie. Oh my gosh. That kind of reminded me of that. Somebody watching me.
Yeah, because I remember it was Scream. I'm pretty sure Drew Barrymore was on Scream.
Yeah. For me, for sure, I would have called the cops. I just would have called the cops. Unless it was somebody that I was already flirting with. It could possibly be him, or I figured out that it was him. But I'd still be kind of creeped out, though, because how the fuck did you get in my house?
It'd be like, it was AT&T. I'm just kidding.
Like, what the fuck?
AT&T guy was here.
All right. Do we sometimes ignore our inner little voice trying to keep us safe?
All the fucking time.
Because her first instinct was, I'm going to call the cops. Well,
Yeah.
Her first instinct was pull out a gun and, clear the house first. She literally was like a cop. I'm telling you, she was clearing the house.
Here, let me just tell you.
Yeah.
I'm going to intervene here. If I saw a mask on my bed, I'm not Blanca, okay? My ass is hauling ass out of my house. And I don't care who's in my house. I am gone. I'm brown, honey. I don't stick around. I don't fucking nosy. I am going.
I'm brown. I don't stick around.
Nope. I'm not like, oh my God, is there somebody in my room? Hell fucking no. I'm out.
That's why it's the white girls that always get killed
in the movies.
Because they want to know. They're so curious.
I'm not curious. I'm like,
run, girl.
I'm like, bro, that mask wasn't there because I make my bed every morning. No, deuces, brother. I'm out, and I'm calling 911.
I'm brown. I don't stick around.
Even that likes my one-liners sometimes. I'm sorry.
I do.
It's a Jersey thing.
Be out, Cub Scout.
I'm out, Cub Scout. I'm telling you, I'm outie. I'm outie.
Oh my God. That's a good one. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Holy shit. Okay. All right. Well, we are at our wow now. Let's see if I can find it. Shit.
Oh my God. I so needed this laugh. Navessa, thank you so much for this book.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. I've got a good wow for you guys today. It's a short and sweet. Sometimes the hardest part of the journey is believing you're worthy of the trip.
Zinger.
Mic drop.
Zinger.
That's a good one. I really like that one.
Yeah.
Man, yeah. You just got to believe you're worthy. You got to believe in yourself and believe that you're worth everything that you want, that you think you deserve it. If you don't think you deserve it, you don't deserve it. You know?
And what others think of you should hold no value to what you think of yourself.
Zero value. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Chats con Sabor, our book club edition. We'll see you on the next one where we discuss the second half of the book. Gets even spicier. Adios, amigos.
Adios.